Well, here we are. Old nasty old Jaguar from all the woodworking and stuff. And I got about 4 gallons of fresh gas in her. I like these kind of terminals on old cars. See, there's that kind of battery again. Because it's easy to disconnect and charge and not worry about messing up the alternator or anything. That is an original Lucas alternator. Been rebuilt one time, at least by me. This car don't have many miles on it. Whew, what a mess. But I'll wipe it down. This is vinyl. This is not paint, so I don't worry too much about it being messed up. It's originally that Cotswold blue that you see there. So let's see if we can get her going and get her over here, and we'll put some fuses on her, and I will feel a lot better. Let me kind of get a look here. Okay, I can put a. You got to be mindful on this car because of the things that come down. So that looks like that's not going to interfere. So I can put a little fuse right here. And I can easily put a fuse right here, it looks like. And that ought to be not too bad to deal with. So, alright, that's the last time I want to hear that song. I've heard that enough. Just kind of got tired of never watch Magical Mystery Tour. It just takes the edge off the whole thing. In any number of ways. I don't know what I did to the Jaguar gods, but I guess I made them happy. Look at it holding pressure. So, okay, she used to be asked to just have to hit this thing with starting fluid and all, and it was just terrible. But just give her a little choke these days, and then there she roars to life, kinda. All right, there's that. Let's get the choke down a little bit. My feet are too big for this car. I wonder how many people that's killed. These pedals, these old cars, or British cars especially, they have pedals are so close together. It's just kind of a mess. So that's pretty good for a. There we go. Come on, girl. Let's get the choke off. Wow. I am so happy about that. Fuel gauge in this thing's there can't be a more accurate fuel gauge. It has a low fuel lamp, and I've tested it, and it's just, this thing's unbelievably fun. Well, she's charging, ain't she? Not an amp meter kind of guy, but don't mess with Jaguar stuff. What if the clock is running? Let's let her warm up a little bit. I gotta go up to the house. I did. Oop. Well, she died on me. Why'd you do that? Let's at least get the needle up. Okay. I love driving this car without the bonnet on it. It's just so cool. They're easy to get off. Well, if you got a gantry, it's easy to get off. Well, I'm just thrilled to pieces. That's just terrific. Cranks up with no starting fluid. Wish the Healy did that. Healy's still a little bit of a wanting some of that stuff. But yeah, I did take out the electric oil pressure unit and put in a mechanical. And so. Just let her choke out there. Okay. All right, gotta go make a call. Be right back. Well, it's like night, so I'm not usually out here this late, but I gotta get this over there. So, all right, well, she starts up and runs great. I'm so happy. So I can't even remember where I left off. It's been like 2 hours now. Get this on the list, and we'll start on her tomorrow after powder coating. And cartoons. Always watch MeTV Saturday morning, 9 o'clock. Cartoons. Gotta have a little tradition there. Don't watch them all, but I watch them sometimes. Okay. Gotta get out and check this one for sure. It's kind of wet out there. Just look around. I want to see if the backup light's working too. We can do that with the ignition off. Alright, gotta be real careful here. Oh, LED lights. Alright, that's pretty good. Okay, just go straight. You should be fine. God, what a great car. Let's see. Just stick together on this thing. Alright. Alright. Stay there. Alright. Get the choke off. So I'm going to get out again and make sure I'm okay. I don't want anything going wrong with this car. Ouch. Okay, that looks good. That looks good. What did it feel like? I don't know. It don't matter. I don't drive at night anyway. Alright, looking good. Now I'll tell you something about this car and the Healy that most people don't know. This is a 1967 and the Healy's a 1957. But right here, you can turn this and you can adjust the steering wheel in or out. Isn't that cool? Most people don't know that. Adjustable steering wheels in the 50s. So this one you can go up and down, but you gotta have a 7/16 wrench to swing it. Yeah, the clock is running. All right. Come on, baby. All right, there we go. And we're not going to be going up. Now we're going to turn the car off and we're going to put her in reverse. I don't know, I just like making that door stiff. Good sign that it's got low mileage. This door's real stiff. Okay, so let's see. We're in reverse. And let's make sure. Let's see if that's on. Yep, there it is. Look at that. Whoa! I'm thrilled. Okay, turn her off. All right, and there she is. All right, tomorrow will be another day. And this is the bonnet latch here. There's one on the other side. Okay, let's get the battery undone. Oh, all right. Oh, gotta get my shoes. It's a little bit like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles where they talk about having my baby. That other movie they were talking about. Or what is it, Dirty Harry, when the marquee on the back sign says, "Play Misty for me." That's John over there sandblasting the motorcycle parts, but I'm going to be back on this Jaguar thing. I've got my fuse, my 400 amp fuse ready to put here. I've got my 80 amp fuse ready to put on the alternator. And I've got this bolt that is not going to work because it's too small, but I'm going to drill it out. That looks like that's got plenty of meat on it. So I'm going to see if I can get my step bit, unibit, unibit, and see if I can get that to slip through there. Okay. Caution. Okay, there you go. Okay, showed you doing it there. So now this bolt ought to slip right through there. And there you go. Okay. Good. It's been a little while, but we're going to finish this up right now. And I'm going to put some insulators on these. Guess what that'll be, huh? And let's see. I can't remember. It's been a couple of days since John was here doing powder coating. So waiting on the parts for the alternator for the Spitfire. Appreciate all the views on that. So my goodness, I don't know. Sometimes you just never can tell, can you? All right, so let's finish this up and then I'll call this a day. All right, don't make the mistake of thinking on this Lucas stuff. This is a 67, so this is an alternator. This right here is not an earthing device. You can see it's insulated to the body of the, so see there's earth there. I'm trying to do this with one hand. There's no earth there. So if you wanted to do a separate earth strap, you would do it right down there, see? That's where you would go to, and you don't really need to. I did consider it, But see, there's earth there. So that is not an earth, so don't make that mistake. So see how this is insulated, or insulated as some people say, whatever floats your insulated block there. So I'm going to tie in, this thing's far more versatile than I thought it was going to be. And probe, ACD 10 plus. Okay, so this turned out to be a pretty good little tool. I didn't have a lot of faith in it, but I do now. So if you do this, you're going to run into all kind of problems. So this is just like a little tiny, like a 3/16 stud or something. That ain't 3/16. So what you run into is it's just way too close to that other thing. So I'm going to have to grind the side off here. That ain't going to be too bad. These things happen. All for safety, right? So I had to get a couple of washers and cut them like that to just make sure I don't dig into that other connector there. So these will go right here. You'll see in just a second. Oh, that ain't so bad. So there you go. There's your hook up there. And I'm digging all that. Just make sure that you get this up and off there. And I don't know, I might need to tighten it up a little bit more, huh? I think I will. Okay. But anyway, that's that. It's not going to interfere with the bonnet coming down either. Okay, good. Alright, that'll be a wrap on this one. It's too cold, so I'm not going to start it. So I feel like it's fine. I've done this enough times now. So there's that one. And I firmed it up some. Okay. And let's get the old chair out here. Alright. And so we got this 400 amp one in there. That was relatively easy if you got these kind of brass terminals. And if you have one of these and your ignition light doesn't come on, your little red ignition light don't come on, it's right there. Original sticker, isn't that cool? It's because of this little device here. It will in this little device here, it's this area, because when they went to negative earth and they put alternators on them, they had these controllers. And when I first got this car, the ignition light didn't come on. No big deal. It started and ran. 10 years later, I got it to run right. But anyway, it's because of this 4TR alternator control. And this one was made in England, so that's good. And so there you are. And you got all these connectors up here. Just remember all that. And that looks worse than it is. Anyway, well, these screws look terrible. They don't look like Brit screws, do they? Looks like something off an old Maytag washing machine from the 1940s or something. Okay, well, that's it. So give us a thumbs up and subscribe. And thanks so much for spending some time with me. And that's the end of them. This is, let's see, I did the Bonneville, the Spitfire, the Healy, the TR4, and this car. So I did 5 cars. I got some left over. And you might notice, too, I didn't, I've been copyright struck. So I'm going to try not to do that. I asked them not to, but they did it anyway. The algorithms, whatever those are. People running the computer, that's what an algorithm is. So anyway, programmed by fellows with all kinds of vision or something, which ain't true. So anyway, you got this big sucker, and this can technically go between there, and then you got to place the mount, and you snap that on, and that hasn't really worked for me. You can tell by how many of those I got left here. So that ain't really worked out for me. So, but I got these 50, let's see, that's 250 amp. And I got these 50 amp ones. That ain't enough to, well, I went to work on that one, didn't I? So, yeah, there's a 50 amp here. That ain't, might use that on something. But anyway, it was a process to learn how to do it. Throw that away. Yeah, it's about time to get out here and spend a whole day sorting and painting and polishing and whatnot. Okay, so that's it for for all of that. I think I worked about 4 months on getting all these, maybe more, getting all these things switched over to be safe. And I'm not scared of this hitting anything here. First of all, let's see, I got my jag rod here. Let me get jag rod out of there. Okay. So, see, it ain't even close. And that's insulated in there anyway. So, see, there's that vinyl wrap I was telling you about. All right, and that's it. So, I don't know. I've had some kind of bad omens and portenses and stuff out here today. And my gut's saying going in, so I'm going in. I'm not going to spend any more time out here. So, sometimes you just got to follow that little voice. And a couple of things happened here. Nothing bad. It just said, might be better off inside today. So I'm going inside. Always follow that little feeling. Thanks again. Bye-bye.